Good afternoon. My name is Alex Naya, and the article that I decided to choose for today's project is Work-Life Balance, Supportive Culture. This was a study that was done in Spain, trying to figure out a way to retain employees in Spanish small to medium businesses. This was very interesting to me because this is something that I've always been really passionate about, something that I always look for when I'm looking for employment. I always look for somebody that's going to have my mental health in mind, somebody that's going to actually care about me outside of the job and workplace. Um, and it's something that I look forward to providing in a workplace for my employees and for my followers as a leader. So this study took place in Spain, and what they discovered was that the benefits of WLB, or work-life balance, consisted of greater job satisfaction, which means they tend to stick around longer at work. They tend to put a little bit more effort in. Um, they're higher effective. Way highly they're way more highly effective than they usually are. They're putting more effort in, and in return, they're seeing more long term loyalty. You see better attitude at work, which causes for a better work environment for everybody all around. Um, Communication between coworkers increases. Um, WLB also causes for less stressing at work because they have the ability to take their time off with their family and disconnect from the workplace, which is very important and essential. um, every employer should look to promote mental health and quality of life for their employees. They should be looked to as people rather than just a source of income for a business, which is very important. um, This also calls for better communication between the employees and administration themselves, because employees will feel more open to tell their employer, hey, I need a day off so that I can go celebrate my niece's birthday, or so that I can go out of town for this said reason. Would I be able to take these days off, rather than have to come up with something that's not true, like a sudden illness or an emergency? It just calls for better communication in general. Not to mention, the work-life balance also provides employees time off, vacation days, maternity and paternity leaves, which honestly should be required from any work environment, in my personal opinion. Hourly salary, regardless, it should be mandatory. So, what small and medium companies can do to retain their key role employees? There's a couple basic things that everybody is usually familiar with when one is looking to retain their key employees, and that's provide PTO, provide good health benefits, meaning vision, dental, regular health benefits. Provide maternity and paternity leave, which I was emphasizing earlier. And then they could also provide an enjoyable work environment. Try to make the employees feel at home. Try to create a workplace that they feel proud of being a part of. Provide them with a place that they'd like to go to every day, and where they can feel safe, where they can feel a part of something, and where they can make connections with other people, where they feel that they can communicate freely with both their coworkers as well as administration. Another thing that employers can do to retain their employees is pay raises, which everybody knows. Make opportunities for commission incentives. Um, those are all very common things that small and medium companies can do to retain their employees. Um, so, work life balance in general is very important, not only to employers but to employees. Employers see a way longer term stay rate from their employees. Their employees tend to stick around longer. For example, my current employer, the reason why I'm very satisfied with with the place where I'm at right now is because they allow me the flexibility to study. They allow me the flexibility to, take a day off if I need to study extra for a test. They allow me the flexibility to go in and clock in whenever I need to and whenever I have the time. They work around my academic schedule because that's my number one priority right now, and they completely understand that, which is essential from a workplace. You always need a workplace that is gonna look for the best interest that you have, and not only for your best interest, but it is also for the company's best interest if you're working on yourself academically, because in the long term, it's going to be an investment for the company. If you're educating yourself, if you're learning new things, you just become a more well-rounded individual in general. So the work-life balance culture, not only did this work in Spain, but it will work in the United States. It'll work almost anywhere, to retain your employees. And for that reason, I believe that it should be implemented everywhere. I believe that everybody should, have to take some sort of course in how their employees should be treated if you're going to go into a management level or an administration role. This culture is very important, especially here in the United States, where family is valued over everything, which is pretty common in every country. But this allows employees to have quality of life. This allows employees to disconnect from work and not have to stress about situations that are going on at home while they're at work, because they know that they'll be able to get to those situations as soon as they get off of work. So I think this overall improves your communication. This improves your efficiency. This improves your turnaround rate on employees. I mean, what's not to like about the work-life balance, supportive culture? I think that it's something that should be taking place in every and any and every workplace, regardless of what business you're in, regardless of whether it's a small business or a medium business. It's not commonly seen in a large business because their turnover rates are tend to be way higher. But in terms of a small and a medium sized business, that's where you make your personal connections, and that's where you really get to know everybody on a day-to-day basis. That's where you get to know everybody by name. Working for small businesses just about all my life, I've been able to see what needs to be done to retain employees, and also what needs to be done to provide a good work environment as well. I've also worked for bigger, I wouldn't say companies, but school districts as well. And it's a completely different setup that they have. They have paternity leave, they have maternity leave, regardless of whether it be hourly, regardless of whether it be salary, and that's something that's just very important and is essential in this modern time. Um, People need to have their time to communicate with their families, and it should be non-negotiable. And I think that the work-life balance supportive culture is the solution to all of this. Um, Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to my project, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.